Welcome back to a little bit of Calm and Crazy. Today I'm taking you on a decorate with me as I am decorating my mantle for fall. I am so excited to be able to share with you how I do it on a budget using different items from different places, including the Dollar Tree. Today's video is actually in collaboration with some of the best DIYers here on YouTube. These are the ladies that I go to personally when I want some DIY ideas or some decor inspiration. We have Shannon from the Daily DIYer, KRISTIN K, Jessica from Measure and Mix, Yami from the Latina Next Door, Courtney from Creative on the Cheap, and our pregnant mama, Whitney from Whiskey and Wit. You want to make sure that you check out the playlist because we are all bringing you different parts of our home, different tips, different tricks, and you are not going to want to miss it. This is probably one of my favorite collabs I've ever done, and I am so excited to be a part of this. If you are coming over from one of the other channels, thank you so much. I am so grateful that you are here. If you enjoy budget decor, DIYs, especially Dollar Tree, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And let's get into today's fall inspiration. Anytime I decorate for a holiday, I love to grab everything I have. I grab everything old as well as everything new, and I lay it all out so that I can visually see exactly what it is that I have. I love to incorporate both the old and the new together. I might need to put a few tweaks on my old things so that they incorporate better, but I don't like to just forget about them. I like to make sure that they get a little bit of love because sometimes the older things have some sentimental value to me, and they might to you as well. Once I have everything laid out and ready to go, I like to clear the space that I'm decorating so that I have a fresh canvas. Now today, of course, is my mantle. Even though I'm decorating my mantle, if you don't have a mantle, this would work on a shelf or some other place in your home. So this inspiration idea can work in many different areas. It is just to give you some tips and ideas. As you can see, my mantle is basically all cleared off except for I have left my pictures on here. I personally love to leave some personal items out. I'm not somebody that just wants to have decor that I can pick up at a store, but of course you can always do whatever you prefer. So I'm gonna leave my pictures out. Now I do love garland and banners, and if you've been around, that won't surprise you. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that up first. Now the one that I'm putting up did come from Hobby Lobby, but I recently just shared one that I made for Halloween that could easily be tweaked for fall in general by just changing up the Halloween for something that says, I don't know, blessings, grateful. Use your imagination. Now the next step is I like to make sure that I also have a clean surface to work with because I definitely don't want to be putting decor on anything dirty or dusty. So you might think that this is a little bit of a silly step to talk about, but scents are a little part of decorating for me. So in order to wipe down my surface, I'm actually going in, this is Mrs. Meyer's, it's the Acorn Spice. I got this at Target, it's a limited edition. If you like smells that have like a clove smell, which I love, then you will adore this. But this is like fall in a bottle. If you don't like cloves, you won't like this. If you can't tell, I am using a step stool because my mantle our fireplace is quite large and I'm only 5'4". Now this is when I just start playing with ideas and I try to come up with whatever it is I want. To be honest, it will take me sometimes a week or even two to be completely satisfied with the way things look. I'll put it up there, I'll look at it, and a day later, I might even change it because I'm not happy. And that's just part of the process. So don't feel like you are stuck with however you decorate it the first time, because I don't think anyone leaves it the way they do it the very first time. To give you an idea, here are a couple of examples of what I tried, but it didn't work out. Once I had a better idea of what I wanted to do, I have two options for you. I wanted something a little bit more neutral this year on my mantle. My mantle is a focal point for me in my home. First, I'm going to share with you a very neutral idea, and for those of you that are about your traditional colors, this might hurt you a little bit because I have hardly or actually no color at all in this, but it's very calm and relaxing. So if you have a lifestyle that isn't calm or relaxing, you might really like this. But some of the techniques that I'm sharing with you will still apply even on the neutral, and then I will show you where you can add a little bit of pop so that you can incorporate those more traditional colors. I made these candlesticks using some items from Home Depot. I will link that video for you. It's a little bit older, but you know, I still use them all of the time. I just wanted to tweak them just a tiny bit, and I felt like they would help tie in with everything else. And so I just added a little bit of twine with a twine bow, and I'll show you how I did that right here. So I didn't want the twine to be permanently attached, so I'm leaving a little bit of a tail, and then I'm wrapping the twine around several times until I'm happy with it. I probably went around 10 to 15 times even, and then I'm tying that into a knot. Then I went ahead and decided to go ahead and make a twine bow. So in order to make a twine bow, I wrap it around my hands about 6 times. Once I have that, I cut off the extra, and then I take a smaller piece of twine, I wrap that around the center of that about 3 times and tie that off into a knot. And then I trim the extra off of that. Now I do need to hot glue this on. In order to hot glue this on, I'm hot gluing, putting the hot glue directly onto the twine and then placing this. That way, if at any moment I decide I don't like the twine, I want to take it off, I can still just cut it off, and I have not made this permanent or damaged anything. I love adding things with height back to my fireplace, and that is one reason why I like to put my candlesticks back onto my fireplace. I also love to incorporate other items to help give me a little bit of height differentiation. So I will use like cake stands and books and even boxes. So I will be adding this one. This one originally came from Target. I got this just a couple years ago. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this little wreath sign that I made a couple weeks ago. I like that it has that circular shape within it. I always tend to put wreaths back onto my mantle. I love the fact that they have that softness of that circular shape. Even though this does have the square sign behind it, it still has that round shape. So it's just something added. To keep it neutral, I'm gonna go ahead and just use some white candles. I picked these up at Walmart. I also have these little white pumpkins that have the gold stem I got from Dollar Tree. I really like these, but the gold isn't quite working. So let me show you how I can quickly fix that so that it blends in better with my mantle. All you need is a little bit of hot glue and twine, and I'm just taking the hot glue and the twine around the gold and covering it up almost all the way. I will still have some of the gold peeking through, and I'm okay with that. Now, the base of it is definitely the area where you will need the most glue in order to make sure that the twine is secure, and then you'll get to a point where you can just wrap it around a few times and then just make sure that you secure it with a little hot glue at the end to keep the twine attached. Now, again, because of this being like a little porcelain ceramic piece, if you don't like it, you can always peel it off, and no harm, no foul. Now that I have 3 of these all covered in the twine, and the gold is still slightly poking through, but you mainly just notice the twine and it's not jumping out at you that it's gold. It's a lot more neutral and it will blend in much better. I have one side done. Now let me share with you how I will do the other side. So this is just the cotton that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And then a jar also comes from Dollar Tree. Can you see a theme? I love to use budget decor anytime I can. Notice that I added the cotton on the other side on the end. I want to make sure that I'm balancing the height on both sides, and the cotton adds the height on the other side. I'm all about trying to balance height as well as add different heights. Now here, I also have a box that will help me add a little bit more height. This is another one that came from the Target dollar spot. And I'm gonna use the 3 pumpkins that I made recently that have this faux wood look on them. And I'm gonna use that box in order to elevate one of the pumpkins so that I'm given just a little bit more height. And there you have it. For anyone that is interested in having something very neutral, very calm, and doesn't really want to go and have all the traditional popping colors, there is one idea for you. But if you do like to have a little pop of your traditional colors, it's super easy. And let me show you how I did that with just a couple of tweaks. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change out the candles because it's really easy to get some like orangey colored, burnt orangey or whatever color scheme candle you want in there. So let's do that first. Now I need to balance that color on the other side, and luckily Dollar Tree does carry some floral that does a really good job. So I just took some of their orange colored mums and put them in one of their galvanized tins, and we will replace the cotton with some floral. But in order to get the height that I want, let me show you how I'm gonna do that. Like I mentioned, I'm all about ways of making things with different heights, and I love being able to use boxes. But now I have an empty box and I need to fill it. That's an easy fix too. I'm gonna grab a couple of these pumpkins, easy breezy, and then I'll be done. So whether you like neutral decor or you want to have a little bit more of that pop of traditional color, I hope today I have provided you with some inspiration. For more inspiration, make sure that you visit all the other channels in the playlist. When you go, please give them a dynamite in their comments so they know that I sent you. I think that you are going to find their videos absolutely dynamite. Cheesy, I know, but it is so true. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.